Hey, this is Ryan from Clovis Star. I have stopped all social media, the main outlets that I used to use, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and I have converted over to D.tube and Steemit almost primarily. I'm also using Dailymotion. A lot of this has become an issue. A lot of these Facebook privacy things and conservative censorship things have become an issue just lately since I left. I see a lot of this stuff with Cambridge Analytics that came out after I announced in early March that I was leaving these social media outlets. And then you see Diamond and Silk, who are popular conservative commentators, get demonetized on Facebook and penalized. And so I just wanted to go through this and explain why it's good to leave these social media outlets and that you can do it and make an effective difference. For example, I just wanted to show you my analytics. You can see since I've left these social media platforms, I'm getting quite a bit of visitors and quite a bit of visits every day. This was, from today. Yesterday I got a little bit less, but today I'm getting a little bit more. And this has all happened just since I left these, these social media outlets to work on my own media. So I've been promoting it, I've been doing some SEO, and I've been making a lot more content on my own media rather than on these other media platforms. So you can see right there, it's growing still. It was 860 something, now it's 906, and that's just, over the last 10-20 minutes. It continues to grow. These are my search engine ranks. It's getting pretty good. And you can see over here for Clovis Star, that one was for X-Cannabis, this is for Clovis Star. This is recent, 1,258 visitors, 1,974 visits today. You can see on March 24th it wasn't nearly that good, and now it's rising. So March 24th I was getting roughly 521 visitors and 1,164 visits. On March 27th I got 3,975 visitors and 17,851 visits. Today it's gone back down. I just haven't had a lot of time for this one. I've been focusing on X-Cannabis, but it is possible. You can do well on your own media. And D.tube, I have made quite a bit. I've already made $30 on D.tube in the last week since I finally got my account approved. I got 14 followers. I've got 3 media channels. So I've got Veracity Life, which you can see up here. I've got Clovis Star, and I have Where's the Map. And this is all at Steemit.com, which Steemit also runs D.tube, and at D.tube I have those matching channels for video content. So I have blogs and I have video content, and it's doing pretty good. So I just wanted to kind of share with you what I'm seeing as far as results. Yeah, you can see right here I got $30.75 that my account is valued at. That's what I've made since I've been operating here at a different platform. So you guys can do it too. Even if other main centralized dominant social media networks demonetize you or penalize you, move on, go do your own media or move to a platform that's more decentralized. I'll give you the breakdown of this. I've got some video clips to share with you. Thanks for visiting.
Could you come up with a tool that said, I do not want Facebook to use my personal profile data to target me for advertising? Would you have an opt-out button? Please don't use my profile data for advertising.
We have different forms of opt-out. We don't have an opt-out at the highest level. That would be a paid product.
Here, and there were concerns by a lot of conservatives that their content was being suppressed and that liberal content was being basically pushed forward.
Your critics say, look, Facebook's business model depends on harvesting personal data, so how can you ever fully reassure users that their information isn't going to be used in a way that they don't expect?
Yeah. It was revealed that you knew about issues before you reported them, before you disclosed to consumers. Here, you knew about these issues back in 2015. And a lot of people are asking whether you've known about these issues and chosen not to disclose them, or if you didn't realize the gravity of these issues sooner. Which is it?
We definitely didn't realize the gravity of this issue sooner, and the commitment we made yesterday is to investigate, to audit, and to make it transparent to users, to tell users if their data was used.
Well, I think we can certainly do a better job of explaining what we actually do. But there are many misperceptions around what we do that I think we haven't succeeded at clearing up for years, right? So first, the vast majority of the data that Facebook knows about you is because you chose to share it, right? It's not tracking, right? There are other internet companies or data brokers or folks who might track or buy and sell data, but we don't. I mean, that's not the. Well, we don't buy and sell, but in terms of the ad activity, I mean, that's a relatively smaller part of what we're doing. The majority of the activity is people actually share information on Facebook, which is, I think, why people are so, people understand how much content is there, because they put all the photos and information there themselves. The second point, which I touched on briefly there, is for some reason we haven't been able to kick this notion for years that people think that we sell data to advertisers.
And you can see that in this article, it specifically lists API access, or what's referred to as programmatic access. The last paragraph in this page. Another opportunity, and perhaps more concerning as detailed below, is for social media companies to sell programmatic access, also known as API access, on the collected behavior data of each user. Every post, like, check-in, retweet is captured as an event correlated with a user profile and sold to vendors. And so your data is just basically being sold everywhere, and it's huge. It's a huge business, and it's a compromise to to individual privacy. And of course, this is big business, folks. I mean, data is like the new frontier for just about every company out there right now. And it goes on to say in this article, those vendors that parse it using advanced analytics to determine trends, patterns, or criminal activity, the vendor may then use the data directly for marketing purposes, or they may sell the data as an aggregated feed to downstream organizations looking to conduct their own research on the user population. So you're all basically guinea pigs, and social media is the way that they're harvesting this information.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome to each of the witnesses. I'd like to start by asking each of the company representatives a simple question, which is, do you consider your companies to be neutral public fora? Ms. Beckert?
Thank you, Senator. The mission of our company is to connect people. We do not look at ideology or politics. We want people to be able to connect and share who they are.
So I'm just looking for a yes or no whether you consider yourself to be a neutral public forum.
We do not have any policies about political ideology that affect our platform.
Ms. Downs?
Yes, our goal is to design products for everyone, subject to our policies and the limitations they impose on the types of content that people may share on our products.
So you're saying you do consider YouTube to be a neutral public forum?
Correct. We enforce our policies in a politically neutral way. Certain things are prohibited by our community guidelines, which are spelled out and provided publicly to all of our users.
Mr. Manche?
Yes, sir.
Well, let me focus for a minute, Mr. Manche. As you know, there have been several videos that were released in recent weeks that I and a lot of other people find highly troubling. And so I want to give you an opportunity to respond to them. One individual, Abneoff Vadrevu, described as a former Twitter software engineer, was captured on video saying the following, quote, "One strategy is to shadow ban, so you have ultimate control. The idea of a shadow ban is that you ban someone, but they don't know they've been banned because they keep posting and no one sees their content. So they just think that no one is engaging with their content, when in reality, no one is seeing it." Is that a practice that occurs at Twitter?
No, sir, we do not shadow ban users.
Why would this individual described as a former Twitter software engineer say that?
Thank you for the opportunity to respond, Senator, about this. These folks were caught on video. They weren't speaking on behalf of the company. They were speaking in their personal capacity. We do not shadow ban folks. What we do is if an account is spammy, meaning engaging in malicious automation, we will hide, make it harder for them to be found on our platform. If I could continue, sir. That was one of the reasons why the efforts that we saw with the Russian misinformation didn't hit as big a mark as they were hoping for. We were able to stop that in real time.
Another individual named Mo Narai Twitter content review agent, was quoted on video as saying, on stuff like that, it was more discretion on your viewpoint. I guess how you felt about a particular matter. Yeah, if they said this is, quote, pro-Trump, I don't want it because it offends me, this, that. And I say I ban the whole thing. And it goes over here, and they are like, oh, you know what? I don't like it too. You know what? Mo's right. Let's go. Let's carry on. What's next? Is that individual describing a practice that occurs at Twitter?
No, sir. We use algorithms as a way to, if we see an account that is being abusive, that also will be downranked. If they are engaging in targeted abuse against minorities, if they're being, if they are consistently violating our terms of service, but they haven't crossed the line into being suspended, we'll make it less visible. But what we won't do is make your followers will always be able to see you, and we are not. We ensure that if you go on Twitter at any moment, you can see arguments on all sides of the issue.
I want to make sure I'm understanding you right. You're saying for some people who are posting, you will restrict viewership only to those who are actively following them?
If we believe that they're engaged in malicious automation, if we believe that they're violating our terms of service when it comes to abuse.
So is it your position that the individuals that are subject to this form of censorship are extremist or fringe? Is that what you're telling us?
It depends on the user. I can tell you that this is not something that we hide from the public. This is out in the open. The fact that we will reduce the visibility of tweets that are abusive or that are engaged in malicious automation.
Well, let me ask, what about Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn? Is she someone you would consider somehow abusive or fringe or otherwise?
No, sir.
Well, then why did Twitter restrict and censor her announcement video announcing as a candidate for United States Senate?
I want to be very clear about that, sir, and thank you for the question, is that we never removed her tweet. What she did do is advertise on our platform. We do, like many platforms, have a higher standard when it comes to our advertising because we are putting in front of people things they didn't ask to see. Her video was reported to us. There was a decision that was made that was later reversed because of some of the language that was used in her account. It was a mistake, and we acknowledged it.
So her announcement was censored because it was pro-life content. Has Twitter ever censored anyone for pro-choice content?
She was never censored.
So you're saying nothing happened to her tweet?
Her tweet got a lot of attention on the organic side. We action our accounts. We take our terms of service very seriously. Sometimes we make the wrong decision. We have actioned on all sides of issues, and we strive to be better every day.
And let me ask a final question because my time has expired, Ms. Downs. I'd like to know what is YouTube's policy with respect to Prager University and the allegations that the content Prager University is putting out are being restricted and censored by YouTube?
As I mentioned, we enforce our policies in a politically neutral way. In terms of the specifics of Prager University, it's a subject of ongoing litigation, so I'm not free to comment on the specifics of that case.
Well, I will say the pattern of political censorship that we are seeing across the technology companies is highly concerning. And the opening question I asked you of whether you're a neutral public forum, if you are a neutral public forum, that does not allow for political editorializing and censorship. And if you're not a neutral public forum, the entire predicate for liability immunity under the CDA is claiming to be a neutral public forum. So you can't have it both ways. Thank you.
Pro-Trump personalities Diamond and Silk took to Twitter, accusing Google-owned YouTube of demonetizing 95% of their videos. The pair thinks it might have something to do with their being Trump supporters and conservatives. Trump supporters Lynette Hardaway and Rachel Richardson, better known as Diamond and Silk, took to Twitter to accuse YouTube of censorship and a violation of their First Amendment rights after the company demonetized a reported 95% of the duo's videos. YouTube team stopped over 95% of our videos from being monetized, stating, "It's not suitable for all advertisers," the two said in a series of tweets. Wonder if Team YouTube stopped the monetization of our videos because we are loyal supporters of the POTUS. Sounds like censorship to us, which is a violation of our First Amendment. A bias method used to silence our conservative voices. YouTube, how was it okay to monetize our videos for the past 2 years, and now those same videos are no longer eligible for monetization? YouTube responded with instructions the pair could follow to appeal the decision. The popular duo has 89,000 subscribers on YouTube, and another 361,000 on Twitter. News of the largely demonetized channel comes less than 2 weeks since the company announced plans to fight inappropriate content. We'll soon be applying tougher treatment to videos that aren't illegal, but have been flagged by users as potential violations of our policies on hate speech and violent extremism, the company announced August 1st on its official blog. If we find that these videos don't violate our policies, but contain controversial religious or supremacist content, they will be placed in a limited state. The videos will remain on YouTube behind an interstitial, won't be recommended, won't be monetized, and won't have key features including comments, suggested videos, and likes. Coincidentally, Diamond and Silk were invited to the Commerce Department's headquarters this week, apparently to discuss ways in which they could expand their business. The pair runs a political blog aimed at promoting President Trump and denigrating his critics. The Commerce Department revealed Diamond and Silk's visit in a photo posted on the department's official Twitter account, which said the duo had met with the Minority Business Development Agency to discuss how to grow their business and build their brand. A spokesperson for the department later told that the tweet was deleted out of an abundance of caution as the department was not clear it had received permission to post the photo.